Hi, everyone.
Hey,
I'm Alicia,
and I'm Meredith.
and this is Summer is Fun, a Summer House podcast, season 3, episode 5, less than halfway through. Haha, Meredith. Whatever. Okay, before we get into the episode, check us out on the A&M Podcast Network. We have this podcast. We have It's About the Pasta, a Vanderpump Rules podcast, and we have One Season Wonders, the show where Meredith and I find a show that only has one season, and we talk about it. Please be sure to rate, review, subscribe. We have no new reviews to read. Sad. Follow us on Instagram at Vanderpasta. I answered some DMs today, so look out.
Look at you.
And then join our Patreon, patreon.com/Vanderpasta. Let me tell you what you can get. For $1 a month, you get access to all of our pre-shows where Meredith and I talk about whatever the hell we want. And you can't do anything about it, but listen.
Today we walked down memory lane. It was really fun.
Was it?
Oh, I had fun.
It was about COVID, so I was.
I meant like when we started our podcast.
Oh yeah, that was beautiful. That was fun. And then also you get access to any episodes we record early, including this one. And then for $2 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, you get access to our after show that we do when we go back and watch old seasons, because when we do old seasons, we try and make it spoiler free, but we still want to talk about what's happening in the Bravo universe today. Yes. And then also we'll say your name on the podcast. So thank you to Chris, Danae, Dustin, Emily, Jackie, Casey, Kimberly, Cameron, Tiffany, Tonette, Tracy, Gina, Jennifer, Kirsten, Kelsey D, Kelsey M, Mariah, and Sarah.
Woohoo!
Oh my God, the list just keeps growing.
It just warms my little frozen heart.
Same. It makes me happy that this is the part of the episode where I smile really, really big.
Every time my cheeks hurt from smiling.
I know, it's so fun. So thank you
We're
guys.
such dorks. I can see both of our massive ass
smiles. Do you think people are like, they don't have a lot of friends in real life because they get so happy that people listen to this podcast?
Here's the thing. Quality over quantity, and we got some quality people.
Each other, and that's it.
Not and our patrons.
Oh, I thought you meant friends.
I'm not talking about you.
I'm like mid-tier quality. I know my worth. Anyway, so then for $5 a month, you get access to everything I just mentioned. Plus, when we go back when the live seasons come on, you get to give us your opinions, comments, concerns, questions, whatever you want, whether it's about the episode, about the season, about the show, or not, and we will read them on the podcast and talk about it. Also, you'll be entered to be patron of the week. I can't speak English most of the time.
That's
I can't speak anything, truly. Okay, patron of the episode. So we have a new $5 patron.
Yay!
Entering. It's Tonette. And you know what?
Entering the chat. Tonette.
I know I'm saying it right because she wrote us a review and she gave me the phonetic way to spell her or say her name.
We appreciate that.
Thank you, Tonette. Welcome.
Welcome.
Okay. Let's get into the episode. Are you drinking anything? Are you mixing it up?
I'm going non-alcoholic these days, but I'm drinking a Bai, the BAI drinks.
I thought that was Bay.
Fuck, is it?
I don't know. My boyfriend in high school, his last name was Bailey, and people call him Bay, B-A-I.
Bay or Bai? I don't know, but I think you know what I'm talking about at least.
I know what you're talking about.
This cherry flavor that they have, incredible.
Really?
Yeah, love it. I'm not a huge cherry eater. And it's not fake like medicine. Syrup. It's not.
Wow. Okay. I'm drinking water.
Because
I'm really over those Trader Joe's juices I bought. Remember?
Yeah. I want more of your like fun sodas. Whenever I come to New York, we're drinking fun sodas.
We're drinking poppies.
Yeah.
I'll buy a bunch. Okay. So previously on Summer House, Carl and Paige made out in the pantry. Hannah's having sex just like her Nana wants her to. Kyle fell asleep in the pantry, which pissed Amanda off. Jordan got called out for lying about flirting with Paige and said super rude things about Danielle and talked about Neverett.
Good God. Come on.
That's his new name. That's all I'm referring to him as.
The only thing we need is
never want him back. So it's Saturday, 3:18 p.m. Jordan is talking about how him and Danielle had a drunken makeout, and he's like, ugh, complaining about it because they're at the winery.
Yes.
And Paige is like, whatever, I'm going to go tell Danielle. So she does. And she tells him that he basically scoffed when he said it. And Jordan's like talking shit about how Danielle at the bonfire, like, asked him to walk her out. And he like chose Paige. And she like forgave him for that. And he's still talking some shit.
Yeah, because mini golf was just like 12 hours ago.
No, mini golf was,
that was,
you're right.
The day
it
prior,
was day
wasn't
before.
It?
Yes.
So
right.
she just forgave him, and then he's gonna go ahead and do this all over again.
I know. So then the boys are like, dude, if you make out with her, you totally finger bang her. Yeah. Right?
Well, like, why are we making out with people? From a guy's perspective, I get it. Why are you making out with girls you don't want to hook up with?
When she's DTF.
Yes, that's the even crazier part.
She's
Normally
down.
You're making out and the girl's saying, you know, I don't want to sleep with you.
No.
Yeah.
So before summer.
Which is not a bad thing, by the way. I'm just saying that's what the guy's perspective is.
Yes. It's Kyle's perspective specifically.
Yeah.
So before summer, Paige only knew Jordan from work, and we've all been there, just coworkers.
Yes.
But now she's like learning more about him, and she feels like she doesn't even know him more because he's just confusing the hell out of everyone.
Yeah, this is hard because going from coworkers to friends, Alicia and I know this since we used to be coworkers, is somewhat awkward and tedious, like of moments of like, what are we? Are we just work friends or are we actual friends?
One time I called Meredith our work friends and she got offended, and that's the moment I knew we were real friends.
One time I accidentally hugged Alicia and it was when we were still work friends, not real friends.
I really liked it. It was just weird. It was
just a weird timing.
Yeah.
But like, can you imagine if like I or you was like an asshole like this as we're becoming real friends? You're like, I don't actually, never mind. How do we go back to just work friends?
Yeah, you got to go back. You're like, real friends are over.
Yeah, but now I still live with you, so I guess I'm forced to be real friends with you.
Well, we don't come to any resolution. Everyone just fucks around in the vineyard. Amanda's doing cartwheels. Carl and Paige are flirting. Jordan's following Danielle everywhere to go get rosé, and she's over it. She's like, stop following me, dude, because she's also drunk.
Alone.
So Paige talks to Carl about the Jordan issue, and Carl's like, I don't make out with anyone that I don't want to do other stuff with, because, you know,
wink,
they
wink.
Made out.
Yeah, we made out in the pantry, so we are not following the suit of Jordan and Danielle. And
Carl keeps mentioning how he hates his work life, but he loves his personal life, which makes me think he's fired. But what do I know?
More red flags. You're right. There are subtle like nods to like work isn't okay.
So they all sit down at this table. Jordan, I think, tries to pull the seat out for Lindsay, and she's like, don't try and be a Southern gentleman now.
Well, because Carl pulls the seat out for Paige. And so then Lindsay says, don't try to be a Southern gentleman, because Carl was doing it first.
Oh, okay. So Carl is the biggest hype man of Amanda and Kyle. He loves romance. He's like, yes.
He's like, you guys are incredible right now. Because they're like,
love it,
laughing and being kind of cute at this table. I was like, yeah, we got a good Kymanda moment. I'm in for it.
I just like that Carl was watching it. He's like, I fucking love you guys. Yes.
Well, I mean, after last season where he would like hype them up and everybody hated them. Yeah. It's kind of nice that he's hyping them up and there are positive things going on.
I picture Carl like out on steroids, just like romance. I love it. Okay, so Kyle and Amanda, you know, they're moving in together. They're going to start Loverboy together. They're in love. Lots of good things happening. Hopefully it works out. Paige tries to call Hannah and she's not answering because Hannah's at her grandparents' house for her grandpa's birthday. That's about it.
Not much back at one. Over there.
Yeah. It's awkward and quiet and no one's trying to talk. And then Lindsay's like, did we address Danielle and Jordan's makeout from last night?
What? I mean, how awkward. She's like, hey, by the way, did we cross this off the to-do list? Have we chatted about you two yet?
And Danielle's like, not yet, but I want to. And I'm like, I'd be like, no, shut the fuck up, Lindsay. Like, it's not.
You know what? I am happy Danielle dives right in because it shows that like she is not embarrassed about this.
That's
And it's
true.
like a fuck you moment. Like, how dare you think that like you're going to be ashamed of me or
Absolutely
try
not.
and put me in this place
No,
where
no,
I'm
not Danielle.
embarrassed? Like, fuck you.
Yeah. So Jordan says, like, I didn't make out with Danielle. Danielle made out with me, which
Wait,
is such bullshit. I
can
hate
you
when people do
imagine
this.
if I was like, Alicia, I didn't dance with that boy. He danced with me. And it's like we did the tango.
Like it takes two,
It
as you've said,
literally takes two.
literally
I
two.
understand if he said, well, you kissed me first, but saying that he didn't kiss her, she kissed him
I was
doesn't make any sense.
basically fucking just standing there the whole 15 minutes we made out. I didn't move a muscle.
Yes, it was a makeout too, which both of them have acknowledged. It wasn't like she pecked
A
his lips
kiss. No.
and he like backed away.
Yeah, it's super weird. And meanwhile, as we're arguing, this poor man is like serving food. Paige and Carl are eating prosciutto together.
The guy's like, here is a charcuterie board. And Carl's like, yum, who
they
wants
like
meat?
they
Like
lady
anybody
in the
else.
trampet, like the prosciutto. It was so funny. And everyone's yelling at Jordan, like, oh, fuck you, Jordan, you're an ass. Kyle gets involved to the point that Carl is like, I'm gonna
Dude.
stop making out with Paige. Jordan, why don't you like come with me?
Mm-hmm.
Carl's an expert in drama management.
I
So
mean,
we
incredible
know.
title. Incredible title.
Carl basically tells Jordan, just shut up. The girls are right. You're wrong. Own it and move forward. You're not going to win. Don't try and win.
Which is
Shut
true.
up.
Like, Jordan's trying to like argue a case right now on like the semantics, which it doesn't really matter what happened in
Also,
your opinion versus their opinion.
it also feels like Danielle's basically saying like these are my feelings, you're hurting them, and he's like, let me tell you why. And no, just
Or he's
apologize.
like, let me tell you why he doesn't say your feelings are invalid, but he's like, that's not what happened. And here's why I'll tell you that's not what happened. I didn't kiss you. So you can't be upset that I'm denying we kissed because we didn't kiss. So your feelings are inevitably invalid because like I'm telling you all these things didn't happen.
Exactly. So Jordan's
Which
like,
I
fine.
sometimes do this. Like I sometimes get into arguments with people about little petty things. And it's like, just let it go. We don't need to argue this till the day's done.
Unnecessary. Meanwhile, back at the table, they also just want Jordan to own it. And then Amanda says if Kyle ever acted like that, she'd never date him. And
Oh,
it's literally a
honey.
flash to Kyle acting like that.
Like, let's not throw stones in glass houses about how you want to be with people. Jordan does need to own his shit, but like Kyle's not too far off from this. He'll
Straight
just
up,
sleep with you too.
never forget the water fight. That was
Mother
my
of
favorite
God.
fight in the world. Okay, so Carl and Jordan come back. Jordan sits down and says it hurts him that they have a perception of him. And Lindsay immediately is like, oh my God, you're the worst. You
Hold on.
suck.
The fact that he sat down, Carl literally said, just say, I'm sorry. I understand what you're saying. Like, just get
Won't
off of
happen
this
again.
topic. And instead, he's like, let me tell you why I'm now upset with you because your perception of me is wrong.
I hear your feelings, but they're wrong. So here are my feelings.
Yes.
No.
Dude, like he just keeps going at it with like it just unnecessary to argue why you're mad their perception's wrong.
Lindsay's pissed. Kyle gets pissed because he thinks Jordan's full of shit.
Yep.
And also, just don't talk about Neverett, man.
That's
number
true.
one rule.
Yep.
So Jordan's confused now because why is everyone mad at him?
He's like, how did one makeout blow up into this? And what I want to tell you, Jordan, is actually you did blow this up.
Yeah, it did not. You didn't have to say, oh, I made out with Danielle. You could be like,
and
like,
even if you did, then just say, hey, I shouldn't have said that. That was kind of rude.
But like, if anything, Carl knows better. You're kind of like, oh, I made out with Danielle and I don't want to like complicate things in a summer house. Like, she's so cute, but like, I don't know if I want to cross that.
Yep.
Because he makes it sound like you, Danielle. When he could just say, like, Carl, you get it. Like, it's just because Carl a million times, oh, I made out with Lauren. Oh no.
Yep.
But he never said, ew. He's more like, I don't want to.
He was like, oh, I can't believe I did that.
I know, like, oh, it's my fault. I did bad. what happens about the drama. It's my fault.
But Carl's good at just playing like possum and being like, listen, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. And then
Yeah.
the thing dies. Jordan is like ready to fight this till the death about like, but he doesn't even know how to put together his argument where people actually see what he wants to say. He just actually takes out 7 more shovels and digs himself deeper every time.
Whatever. Everyone's over it. Carl and Paige go on a walk. And then it's like in a cute vineyard, and Paige is like, "Are you gonna propose?"
This was
This
cute.
is my kind of flirting where I'm like, "Oh my God, are you obsessed with me?"
I love how they make out, and then whenever they're done, she goes, "No, don't go falling in love with me."
No, she drunkenly goes, "Don't fall in love with me, okay?"
I love that because
like, what?
Carl from last year, in a sense, would have been saying this about Lauren in his diary sessions, like, shoot, now she's going to be in love with me.
Don't fall in love with me, Lauren.
Yes, but now, like, Carl is on the opposite end of it. Like, he's pining after this cute little girl, and like he's into it and wants to kiss with her and pantries and vineyards, and she's telling him not to fall in love.
I love Paige. This is my exact flirting style. If someone's feeling me, I'll be like, you don't want to get to know me because in 2 seconds you're gonna be obsessed with me. And they'll be like, what? And I'll be like, yep.
This is what I mean by like we think of ourselves so highly.
Oh, I never compare to Paige though. Most of the time the guys are like, I'm not in love with you.
I'm saying like when we're flirting, we're like, of course you're obsessed with me.
Yeah. And I believe it. And then I'll tell my friends, like, he's probably gonna propose. What's his name? Don't remember.
100%. I'm like, he's obsessed with me.
So Saturday, 4:25, we're leaving the vineyard. Kyle's an airplane. It's very fun.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, I know Amanda hates him and I would never want to date him, but I want to just be in the same vicinity. I'd want to be a Lindsay.
I think he's really fun in between like tipsy and then he like starts going up this mountain and it's really fun, but there's the tip of the mountain he's going to go down hard.
I don't know. We'll talk about it. He's fun now. He's just an airplane.
I think him day drunk is a blast.
Yeah. So Hannah calls back when they're on the party bus. She's gonna bring back snacks, which is fun.
Love that.
And so then we get Jordan his like confessional, and he basically says all his life he has done what he wants, he says what he wants, and he's gotten what he wants, but it doesn't work like that in the Hamptons.
But he also says he's gonna do like whatever it takes or something to like get what he wants. He sounds like a major fucking douchebag here.
Giant douchebag.
Don't tell me I don't think real douchebags who like aren't. There are people who are like assholes, and yeah, they're trying to be an asshole, like they're not trying to be nice, but they're not like playing it up. Jordan's like playing this character of being a douchebag.
But also, if you asked Jordan if he was a douchebag, he'd say no.
He would say he's a Southern gentleman. And that's what I don't like is he's playing these 2 different characters.
Yeah.
And they aren't aligned. Like nothing makes sense. And it all feels fake because like he is playing 2 different characters then.
Completely agree. Okay, so we make it home. Lindsay and Danielle take a cat nap together. Amanda's trying to get Kyle to take a nap, but Kyle doesn't want to take a nap because cool kids don't nap.
Remember that one time he had frosé in a glass and she wanted to nap with him? Like, if that doesn't work, you're never going to get him to nap, so let it be.
I kind of get it, right? Kyle might be that person where if he naps, he crashes.
Yes. I agree. I think she should tell him, like, hey, let's go nap. And if he doesn't, let him be on his own. He's a grown fucking adult.
I think maybe stop drinking so much. Maybe open a beer instead of like a mixed drink.
Yeah.
Maybe we drink some water, watch some TV. We don't have to nap.
Yes, but you need to stop raging.
Stop raging, but keep slowly drinking. Like you need the buzz.
Yep. You either need to drink an entire glass of water if you're going to keep drinking liquor, or you're right, switching to beer and sipping slowly.
Yeah. Jordan sets up a soccer net. So weird.
They talked about, on the bus, they talked about they're doing a World Cup party.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
So he's setting up a net. I couldn't tell if it was like a full-blown party because it's now getting into the evening. We never really see evening parties.
Yeah. Okay. So Hannah comes home, and Jordan and Hannah basically like talk about what happened and how Jordan got so attacked and he has literally no idea why, because he's never had problems making friends and now he's in a different situation where everyone's against him.
I found this interesting because he talked about being a military brat and that he had moved around a lot. And yeah, you're right. He never had he says he's never had a problem making friends. But the person he's portraying doesn't seem like the person he's talking about all the time in his interviews.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is like he's gonna sit here and say he's so attacked, he has no idea why. And I don't like people who aren't kind of introspective. And
Self-aware.
maybe
Yeah.
it's because we're drinking, which is like fair. You're not very like self-aware when you're drinking, but I just don't love that he's like, I'm so great at everything, and now like I'm
Yes.
not. And it's like, no, I hate
Because
it.
if you're this like a person who, and I believe this, military brats are typically really friendly people because they always did have to make friends.
Yeah.
But if you are this person you're saying in the interview, wouldn't you realize that all the things you're doing are the things that aren't going to make you friends?
I don't know.
I just don't
I
think he would
can't
act
read
this
him.
way.
I'm getting more confused.
Yes.
But Kyle interrupts this whole talk because he's hammered.
He's hammered and so happy to see Hannah.
Hannah, oh my God. So it's 5:24 p.m. On Saturday. Hannah brought carrot cake, and Kyle's parents got married over carrot cake.
What?
So this is amazing. Whatever, it's time for the World Cup party. 6:18, people are here. Carl is Brazil, douchebag, but very funny.
Dead.
Amanda comes outside and is like, we need to order food for our guests. And Kyle's like, we got burgers. And she's like, not enough for our guests. We have to order
They're
food.
talking about the White Castle burgers, which you and I grew up in the Midwest, so we like know what White Castles is. I don't think
Very
everybody
small.
nationally knows what White Castles is.
No.
It's just like the mini burgers. And they're the frozen pack where I think there's 4 of them.
Yeah, they're in the freezer. It wasn't real White Castle because I don't think that's on the East Coast.
I don't think so either. But normally, if like somebody said we're getting White Castles, there's a thing called a crave case and like all this thing. So
like
that would make
50.
sense for a party if you're in the Midwest.
Yeah, no, not here. But
There
like,
are 4
okay,
mini burgers.
so Kyle's drunk. He like can't fathom that we got to order food right now, and Amanda's starting to get mad. Can I ask you, do you agree with Amanda on getting mad
The reason
about ordering?
The reason I think she deserves to be mad is because he like cannot be coherent to have this conversation. He's trying to say he's too busy hosting, so he can't help her. And she's
That's
like,
true.
this is needed to host the party.
Here's my thing is like Kyle's obviously no help. Why do you need him to help you order food?
I
You
was
got
wondering
this.
that. Like, Amanda, I've
Order
noticed
whatever.
wants to do everything with Kyle. Things that aren't even required of Kyle.
No,
Like
grab
he
Carl,
doesn't need to help you
grab
get on the
Kyle's
phone.
credit card, fucking order the pizzas, give Kyle the bill. Who fucking cares?
Yes, this is one instance where I'm like, Amanda, can't you just be an independent, amazing person and like go handle this shit? Why do you need him to hold your hand?
She's obviously mad. He's like extremely hammered.
Yes.
But like, just order your food. You got this.
Yeah,
So,
I think these arguments could have been split off into 2 separate. I think she would have eventually got mad at him anyways.
yes, but like it didn't have to be over this.
No.
So Carl and Paige talk. Paige is French and she like French kisses and stuff.
Love.
And Carl's like, is it weird I'm craving your makeout? And she's like, oh my God, that's so great.
He is fallen hard for
Hard.
her.
And he's like struggling with words to ask if they have a connection. And Paige like loves it. She's
And
like,
remember last summer, they like went to like a polo party and all these different things, and Carl would be talking to all these people. Carl is only on Paige, and we are in episode 5.
Yep. And I mean, Paige agrees that there's a intense flirtation. She doesn't say they have a connection, but she's like, whatever. But basically, she doesn't know Carl well enough.
Yeah.
They've just made out in a pantry, which
there's definitely more to just it being a makeout, but there's no Paige can't tag a future to it. She needs more time and like probably some dinner dates that she wants.
Exactly. Yes, she's a dinner girl. So it's 8:07. Kyle is changing his outfit. He's struggling a little bit. But
I cackled
awesome.
at this. This is how drunk he is. He like can't think through things.
He's like talking to himself while trying to get it on. I thought it was funny.
I thought it was really funny.
So then Hannah and Paige talk, and Paige tells Hannah that she made out with Carl, and Hannah's like, hey, what happened? That's great, but what happened with Jordan? And Paige is like, he just keeps saying bad shit like about Danielle, and it's just like not great.
Yeah.
And Paige doesn't want Jordan to feel attacked. But like, you can't just say this shit and think it's gonna be okay.
Yes, I like how Paige processes this. Like, what he is doing is not right. She doesn't want him to be in this position. And then they also see him sitting alone. And I think that just signals, like he is really alone. They have known him since before this house. So, like, they feel responsible for him. And I think this is a good boat for them to be in. Like, we don't want him to be alone. We're his original people. Like, let's try to mend this for him.
Yeah. And then like on cue, Jordan's sitting alone behind them, just like,
yeah. So they call him over.
They're like, come here. And they ask if he's okay. And he says he felt attacked. And Paige says, like, they think he's great and they're all work friends and they don't want to see him upset. And just word on the street is that he lies. So, like, people will like him for him. He doesn't have to lie and make things up to, like, be cool.
I like how Hannah addresses this, that, like, hey, we think you're lying. And like they put that out there because that is kind of a big common thread around the housemates that hasn't really been told to him. They aren't believing his stuff. It's too outrageous. And I like how Hannah tells him, we will still like you. We just want the truth. You don't need to blow these things out of proportion.
Exactly. And so Jordan, just fly under the radar tonight. You're going to be fine. No worries.
Which I think is even better advice.
So we continue to party. Paige says you are what the French call les incompetents. And I love it. It's one of my favorite. I say it to my siblings all the fucking time. Home Alone is a fucking classic. So Amanda finds Kyle in their room trying to get dressed.
He's still struggling to get dressed.
And Amanda goes into the bathroom and drunk Kyle goes, what are you doing? Are you pooping?
And she's like, no, I just want a moment alone. And I feel this in a house full of people. And especially because she's sharing the room with Kyle. The bathroom is the only place you truly have alone sometimes.
And of course, Kyle's like, she's pooping. She's pooping.
Which, like, that's so frustrating because she's probably just sitting in there, like, needing a break. And he's just, like, egging her on to probably yell at him again. He does not, he can't read the room.
So Amanda does come out. And she's upset because Kyle becomes this mean person and she doesn't like it. Which, like, I don't know if mean or like drunk. Obviously, let's get it out there. She's upset because he's drunk and like whenever he's like really drunk,
he does get a little bit more like snippy when he's drinking.
Snippy, yeah. But like we all do. And especially when Amanda's like nagging, but we understand why she's like nagging him. Yeah, I get it.
I see how this all happens.
There's an underlying issue, which we're going to dance around for a little bit.
Yep.
So Amanda's like, I talk really calmly and you don't. And Kyle's like, I talk calmly. So they both feel like the other is being unnecessarily mean. And it's hard to have fun because drunk Kyle makes Amanda feel like he doesn't care. And Amanda feels like Kyle has resentment. It's resentment towards her, and Kyle feels the same. And Amanda's like, I do have resentment because you cheated on me. And that's the cause.
And then Kyle's like, of course, when we're having a good day, you bring this up. And I was like, today's a good day in your book. You guys have been kind of fighting. And you're like, you're going to bring this up when we're doing incredible.
Never forget when Carl yelled, yes, romance. So they're basically yelling. Lindsay hears this too. Oh, because Kyle screams that he's sorry he cheated on her. She starts crying and Lindsay hears this and thank God leaves. She's like, I'm going to go.
I know. I was worried she was going to walk into that room and that would have set Kyle off even more.
Yeah, because then Amanda leaves and Amanda says if there's fun happening, Kyle loses control and that fun leads to cheating. So she is fully associating drunk Kyle with cheating Kyle.
Yes, which honestly doesn't shock me.
No.
At this point where we're at and her finding out he cheated, and then this is the first summer since she has found out.
Agreed. Yeah, it's only been about 2 months since she's known, but it's been about a year since Kyle did it. Yes. So in my mind, Kyle has fully processed and like he's gotten over it, but Amanda hasn't. You just told her the cheating is fresh. It's like it happened yesterday.
And it seems like they brushed it under the rug because Kyle later on says it has been 2 months since he told her. We've been in this summer house for at least a month. So that means he told her in June. It's July.
And was basically like, we signed a summer house already. The contracts are up. Doesn't matter. Sorry.
Yeah, like this, she had to like really quickly get into filming, and I wouldn't want this to be my storyline for the summer. I'd want to try and get over it as fast as possible to move on
Yeah.
for like public sake and fake myself through it because I don't want this to live in infamy.
Agreed. Also, I'm very impressed with Amanda because let me tell you, if someone cheats on me and he starts yelling at me, I'm going to start yelling at him and crying hysterically. And Amanda's like holding it together. She goes downstairs. She's like not crying. I would be in ugly
I want to give
crying.
Amanda credit. She doesn't yell a lot. And I think it
No,
does trigger her when Kyle raises his voice, and he
agreed.
does often when he gets frustrated.
Yeah. So now it is Saturday, 9:42 p.m. The party's continuing. Danielle's breakdancing by herself because she can drink more than
Oh
anyone.
my God. I love how
She's
she's
a
like,
fun drunk.
I'm number one in drinking games. And it's just like doing the worm and
She's like
incredible.
the opposite of super drunk Kyle.
Yeah.
Like she's just fucking fun. Like she's not gonna cheat because she's just fucking around. She doesn't even
She
notice
lives for
people.
herself. Kyle
Yes,
lives for the party.
yes. So Paige answers a FaceTime from her dad because Paige's dad is obsessed with her. And then Carl meets Paige's dad because he has a disease where he prematurely meets all parents.
I mean, he is the zingers this episode.
He's funny.
He's being like self-deprecating in a really good way.
Yeah. So okay, now Lindsay and goes upstairs to check on Kyle, and she's basically like, "Hey man, heard some yelling. What's up?" And
Well,
Kyle
first off,
tells her,
he helps finally finish his
"Oh, he gets
costume.
his outfit on. Thank God." So Kyle explains everything, and Lindsay's like, "Hey man, Amanda associates you drinking with cheating." Even though it was over a year ago, she just found out 2 months ago. And
Yeah.
Kyle's like, I know, I feel horrible. Like, I waited so long to tell her. Like, he's obviously remorseful.
Yeah.
And Lindsay's like, because Lindsay does not deal with cheaters. And she's basically like, once you cheat on someone, it takes a long time to forgive them. And once that trust is lost, like, it's going to take forever to recover. And I hope you can work it out. But like, you have to give her that space to work on it.
And you need to put more work in. You know,
Yeah.
her just wanting to sign a lease with you doesn't absolve you of like what you did, because not only did you cheat on her, but then you also lied to her for a year.
Yeah. And now you continue to get super duper drunk.
It
And
triggers her.
that's what triggers her. Exactly. And so Kyle says Amanda means a lot to him and he knows that he's a piece of shit. And Lindsay's like, this is great. Kyle's making progress. And I'm like, no, he's still so fucking hammered. This man needs to sober up for 5 seconds.
I think his anger at Amanda that was just coming out has been released.
He's
So he is
obviously
making
angry at
progress
himself.
in this minute of an argument, but I don't think him coming to this realization drunk is the best thing.
Do
Because
you
the
think
thing is, he's gonna not fully remember it the next day, make light of it, feel like he's moved on again, and I don't know if this will really set him up for success.
Well, my thing is now he's going to be like, we'll just forget about it and sleep next to each other and deal with it in the morning. But like Amanda, if he was sober, they could sit down and like have a good discussion about it
Yes.
tonight
Or
immediately.
not as hammered. I think if he was like tipsy, I think they could even have a productive conversation.
Yeah, but now poor Amanda is probably going to be sober at this party, fucking pissed. And she
This
has to
party's
sleep
ruined
next
for
to
her.
this
Like,
douchebag.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so then on the other side of things, we have Amanda and Paige talking. So Amanda tells Paige how Kyle crosses a line when he gets drunk and he can't control himself. And then she also shares that Kyle cheated on her, which Paige did not know. I don't think.
I
Maybe
think she
through Hannah.
knew. Yeah. It because whenever Kyle even told Lindsay, it seemed like the first time Kyle and Lindsay had even ever talked about it.
Yeah, because he's like, I know you know.
Yeah. So I think
she's like,
everybody
"What?"
knows, but it's not being talked about from the couple.
Yeah, so she does share it. And Amanda just doesn't want Kyle to be in that place again.
Mhm.
And this is where Paige says, like, in her own thought process and her own confessional, says like she's gonna support Amanda no matter what, but cheating is unforgivable for Paige. Like that's just
Yeah.
not
And
a
I think
thing.
everybody has different things they're willing to, not like willing to accept, because like Amanda, everybody has different situations and will react differently. My therapist always says like you have a gate of entry to any type of relationship, and that gate, or like that entry fee kind of thing, can change at any time.
Yeah. Like I know me and my friends always say this too. Someone like loyalty is really big. So if you cheat on me, I'm fucking out. I'm like, I can't deal with it.
I
And I know I
agree.
wouldn't be able to move on. So like, why would I be in a
I'd be
relationship for
devastated.
the
But at
whole
the same time,
time?
I also
Yeah.
think like if someone cheats on you when you're married, that's also a totally different level. If you have kids and all these things, like
Yeah,
that's so hard to weigh. Do you leave different situations? And for different people, like
I agree.
it's a huge decision either way.
Yeah, I also think like obviously you have your right to process and get over everything and like that's on you. You don't have to get over it within a certain amount of time.
No.
But I do think if you're never going to get over it, you probably shouldn't continue to be in a relationship. I say that all the time when we hear about it
Yep.
like on all these shows.
I think if you
But
are gonna
that's just me.
stay, like both parties have to really do work. And
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of times why it fails is you
There's
think you can
one
just get
party that
over
can't.
it, similar to Amanda thought she could probably just be over it in like 2 months. And you're not, because as you kind of go throughout your normal life, I'll call it, different things trigger you. And so if you haven't fully moved on, then you you're going to keep being triggered in normal life. And like Paige asks her that, like, are you over it?
Yeah, and Amanda says like not completely, but she felt like she had to get over it quickly. Mostly because Kyle dropped this bomb on her a month before they're gonna be fucking filmed.
Well, and because they're moving in together. So it
Yeah.
probably feels like she has to trade her being upset to move in with Kyle. And
Yeah.
that's messed up. I mean, I'm not saying that he's forcing that, but that's probably, I'm wondering if that's how she feels. In order to get Kyle to commit more, she has to give up being mad over what he did.
Probably. But Amanda does feel really good because she can open up to Paige and she has someone that supports her and listens to her. And Paige does let her know, like, if you're not ready to move on, you don't have to be ready. Like, Kyle can't give you a timeline to tell you when to be okay with this.
Paige is incredibly supportive. I think
I
Amanda really, really
know.
needed Paige last year.
Uh-huh. And she just didn't have her.
You didn't have anyone like this.
I know. So party continues. Amanda, Hannah, and Paige are all sitting in the back porch, and Kyle comes over and kisses Amanda's forehead and apologizes. And fucking Hannah, who has like not been involved in the drama, is like, "Oh my God, Kyle's so sweet." And I was like, oh. Paige like looks at her and is like, "Ah."
Amanda literally goes, "You don't know what happened today."
Sweet, sweet Hannah. So it's 10:53. The party's over. Some people are gonna go to the bar, some are gonna sleep. Paige and Carl kiss. Hannah's gonna go out, which like remember last time she stayed in,
It's not
but
her
she's
norm.
fucking ready to turn up.
Well, she says the party was lame, and if I'm honest, the party was kind of lame.
It looked lame.
It was a pregame.
It
Let's
was
just
a
call it what it is.
pregame. Good call. So Lindsay checks on Amanda because Amanda's in bed, which was sweet.
It
Amanda's just
was.
tired. And so everyone goes out except Kyle and Amanda. And Kyle tries like to talk to Amanda, and she's like, just go to sleep. Like she's pissed. I get it. You don't want to talk to a drunk boyfriend. I get it.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I don't think I really ever saw her drink at the party, and Kyle
No.
was hammered. So it's like he's coming down from being drunk, she's completely sober and just wants to go to bed and have this day end.
Yeah, she was just trying to order food, and this man is
Kyle needs to
yeah.
learn to just leave Amanda be when she's annoyed with him.
Yeah, go sleep on the couch, my guy.
Like
It's
come in
time.
after she's asleep and do not touch her or talk to her.
No, doesn't want it. So we all go out, we're partying. Everyone comes home at 3:14 a.m. Let me tell you, I did this weekend, and I do not know how these people wake up in the morning.
Dude,
It
it's
was
exhausting.
difficult.
I
It's
don't
hard.
think I remember going out pre-pandemic, and I don't think I can ever be that person again.
No, pandemic changes you.
Pandemic life changed me so
Yeah.
hardcore. It fast tracked me to my 30s, is what I'm gonna say.
40s for me, man. I'm just in bed by 9:30, baby.
I love a day drinking. Leave me be whenever
I
the
do
darkness
too.
goes down. Whenever the sun goes down, Mare goes down.
Mare goes down.
Sorry, that's my aunt name.
Okay, so Paige and Carl kiss some more at 3 a.m. and Carl invites her to the pantry and she yells, "Boner alert."
I love this. They kissed by the like couches and then he's like, "Let's go."
So they go into the pantry.
Like, what is this?
Me,
The Narnia like
yeah.
wardrobe?
So while they're in the pantry, Lindsay and Danielle go into the living room to dress up all their animal lawn gnomes
Oh
into
my
outfits,
God.
set them up in a position so they could take pictures with
They
them.
make a whole scene.
It was so funny. So it's 4:37. Paige and Carl finally leave the pantry. They were in there for like half an hour.
Which last time they made out at night, it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Do we think they're just making out? What do you do
I
in a
bet there's some
pantry?
like
Heavy petting.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
So
when they come out, their clothes aren't really messed up or they're like fixing
no.
them.
Yeah. So they walk out. I notice immediately that the door has been open the whole time.
Oh, I did not
The
notice
door
that.
was cracked open. So funny.
I guess
And
the
so,
rest of the house knows, so it's not like it's a secret. They just don't want it on camera.
yeah. Wait, what?
The making out.
Oh no, the front door was open the whole
Oh,
time.
I thought you were saying the pantry door was wide open.
Oh no, that was closed. The front door was open.
Holy
Call the
shit.
police. So basically they like say their goodbyes at the stairs. They do one of those funny like my people will call your people about a date
I thought this
Wednesday.
is cute.
It was
This is
really
also what I would
cute.
do.
Same. So Carl then tells us this is the longest he's ever been at first base, but he really likes Paige and he doesn't want to screw it up.
There is
Ooh.
something different when a guy's like kind of willing to wait.
Yeah.
It's not
I'm about it.
It's a little bit about the chase, but do seem more genuinely interested.
Yeah, he's very interested. I'm about it.
It's fun watching him like not get what he wants, but
I
not
know.
pout over it.
I know. It's fun to see him work. All right.
I'm like, this is like a whole romance movie, and I
Love.
love it.
So it's Sunday, 10:53 a.m. The house is starting to rise. Paige's cheeks are swollen, and Hannah says it's probably from all the makeout.
Ooh.
Amanda is still mad at Kyle, and Kyle feels terrible. He knows he has some ass kicking to do.
I love seeing him timid, like, hey, it's time to get up.
Babe, do you want breakfast? Brekkie? No? So Jordan watches mass on his phone because whenever he feels stressed or lost, he turns to God and he feels like the whole house is turned on him. So he's gonna turn it around. He's feeling positive.
I like this positive, like, let's fix it. But I don't like how he thinks that the house turned on him.
No, he's still not doing the self-reflecting thing we talked about.
Yeah, like maybe we need to spend 2 hours watching church today.
Lindsay has a Jello shot for breakfast.
I guess Kyle's Jello shot machine is getting work at all hours of the day.
Kyle and Amanda agree to go to lunch or brunch. Sorry.
Yeah,
so that they can talk. Sorry, brunch is very different from lunch. They're gonna talk. Amanda has agreed to this. It's great.
I like that they're going to a neutral place. I actually think that can help.
Yes. And we're gonna work on it. We're gonna see what happens. Paige and Hannah talk about Amanda and Kyle. Hannah sees it, she sees the problems because last year she lost herself in a relationship and she sees when Kyle's drunk, Amanda turns into like a babysitter. As we said, she like didn't drink, she like didn't have fun, she just like worried about
Which
Kyle.
That is Amanda's fault that she does that.
Yes.
Like she takes that role on.
Let him struggle, girl. Let him not be able to put his German outfit on. It's not your issue. But there's nothing worse than the person you love cheating on you. And Paige is like, I could never have forgiven it. Like it wouldn't happen.
And Amanda babysitting, let's be clear, happened last season before Kyle, like she knew about Kyle cheating on him.
Yeah, she
has always been this way.
She loves to be around Kyle, just not when he's drunk. She's a big, I don't want to say nagger, but it comes across as nagging a little bit.
She wants Kyle to be, she's kind of like what words. I'm trying to combine all these names into one. Remember when Lindsay yelled at Everett for not being by her side at that party?
Yeah.
It's like, that's what Amanda wants, but she doesn't take the action like Lindsay does to scream at someone. She just kind of like nags him for like getting so hammered rather than saying like, you're not spending time with me or focusing on me.
I think the other thing is Amanda thinks that if Kyle was sober, he would totally focus on her, which is like not the case. He would still be bumping around doing whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and obviously like Amanda is the victim because she was cheated on and that is very wrong of Kyle. But at the same time, I just don't want Amanda to have these high expectations of like Kyle changing and like loving her when he's not gonna do that. It's like very clear he's a
Yes.
fucking mess.
His actions, not saying like cheating won't change, but his actions at a party, talking to people, drinking a lot, will never change.
Yeah, agreed. So we'll
I
see.
think him cheating on you can change, but I don't think him being drunk will ever change.
No, I think he'll be drunk no matter. It's a matter of if you want to get as drunk as him and then you two can hang out.
Maybe they can hang out. Kyle's gonna talk to everyone.
But then last year they go shot for shot and her ass was in bed while he went out.
Yes. So like I don't we have dealt with this. Now we just have an added layer that he's cheated on her when he has been this person.
Yeah, it's just a lot. Okay, well, whatever. It's 11:22 p.m. Jordan goes upstairs to talk to Lindsay because he woke up with a heavy heart and he feels like their relationship has taken some steps back and he should not have talked about never it.
Okay, but in his interview, he goes, "I'm going to take the higher road and I'm just going to make her believe she's right." Sir,
this is sales 101.
what higher road? You called out, you basically dissed her in front of a table. How are you going to now take the high road? What you should do is apologize for what you said. No, what?
Yeah, and like he's basically playing her by saying this is sales 101. This is what I do.
Like you're being a douche again.
You can just mean your apology. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
And I don't understand how he thinks he's like a southern gentleman. He's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah. Horrible.
And then he like spins. He's a con man, not a salesman.
Yeah.
He's a con man that like tells people what they want to hear to their face and then like says horrible things behind their back. He's doing that with Lindsay here between this apology and then his interview. And he does it with Danielle as well, with the things he does with her in person and then the way he talks about her to everybody else in the house.
Yeah, it's horrible. And Lindsay basically says like the big issue is she doesn't know it's genuine with Jordan, but they hug it out, so they're good.
I mean, she's spot on. There is truly nothing genuine about him at this point. I don't even think the church thing is genuine. I don't believe anything about him because all we see is conflicting stuff.
We don't know him. Like, we don't know anything about him. All we know is like, okay, he was a military brat and he like is Hinge's most eligible bachelor. Like, ew.
And what does that tell me about you? Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Actually tell me your likes and dislikes and like your personality and like, be genuine.
Stop giving me these like this stat list about your life, that you're from Atlanta and list. Like all these random things that aren't you. They're just stats you're pulling out and saying like this is my personality, but it's not.
Agreed. So Carl is gonna cook some breakfast. Hannah and Jordan are gonna play some tennis. Paige finally gets up and Carl's like, "Hey, I'm making us breakfast." And she's like, "I didn't have this on my list before, but now I do."
I swear she did have it on her list. Maybe I'm crazy.
I don't know. But
this is on my list.
Carl and Paige love breakfast. Also, they had agreed drunkenly to go on a date Wednesday and they solidify those plans. And Carl's very excited.
I love how he's like, I don't want to get too excited, but I already am. I think that's cute.
Paige is like, that's funny. So then she like screams at Hannah, like, we're going on a date. And Hannah's like, okay, on the tennis court. And she turns to Jordan and she's like, I don't think this is going to end well. What does Hannah know?
I'm confident and excited about this.
Me too.
But we have seen a terrible past with roommate relationships. So I also don't think this is going to end well, but I'm excited for the short term.
I don't think it's roommate relationships. Carl makes me nervous. He has a tendency to fuck up a good thing.
No roommate relationship goes positively.
I know.
Look at our other one, Kyle and Amanda.
But Paige is perfect. Carl can't fuck this up, can he?
What? Have you not watched the last two seasons?
You're like, yeah. I was immediately like, the answer is yes. Carl fucks everything good up. Okay, so we go to brunch with Kyle and Amanda. They're not drinking. We're gonna get Arnold Palmer's.
He calls it out. He goes, "We're gonna keep it sober."
Also, though, Amanda calls this a lemonade iced tea situation. I was like, Arnold Palmer,
Didn't she
ma'am.
play golf in high school? How does she not know who Arnold Palmer is?
Oh my God, plot twist. She only played mini golf in high school. That's why she loves it so much. So Kyle apologizes for things getting heated and he doesn't want Amanda to associate drinking with him cheating. He thought the apartment thing would be them committing. And Amanda's like, just because you commit doesn't mean you don't fuck up. Like, we're committed when you cheated on me, you asshole.
Him saying that is basically like saying, like, I'm committed now that we're gonna get an apartment, but those last 2 years, I wasn't committed.
The minute we sign that lease, girl, I'm yours.
Like, what changed outside of you're financially locked in?
Literally nothing.
But you could still get out of a lease.
Because now he can't bring a girl home because Amanda's always going to be there.
It just makes it harder to leave.
I know. So Amanda wants to move in or wants to move on from the cheating, but she resents Kyle and she wants things to be different, but she knows she can't control Kyle. So at this point, Kyle can dig his own grave because if Kyle wants Amanda, he will do what it takes. Because guess what? She is only 26 and she has 2 single friends in this house and she would be fine with or without him.
Okay, I like this confidence. I like saying it is up to him to decide if he really wants to be in this or to dig his own grave. I'll be fine either way. Thank you, honey. You will be fine either way.
However, I don't have confidence that Amanda would be able to fucking ditch Kyle's stinky ass.
I agree. And I just want to say, no matter your age or what your friends are doing, you will be fine no matter what.
You can be 26, 36, or 46. Fucking leave his ass if he's not treating you well. Or her ass.
Yes.
Leave him.
The grass is not always greener, but guess what? You will water your own grass and make it greener.
Yeah, leave whoever does not compliment your life. Okay, whether
if they don't treat you well, ditch them.
Friend, family member, person you're in a relationship with, doesn't matter. Ditch their ass.
100%.
All right, but that's how it ends with Kyle saying that he's gonna show that he's capable of making good decisions. Shout out.
We'll wait, Kyle. We will wait. We've got
34 years later, he's gonna make a good decision. I can't wait. So next time, everyone's looking snazzy because we're going to a Hamptons party. Lindsay meets some guy named Payman.
Ooh.
Kyle's wearing makeup and like talking
that red
shit.
Lipstick. I don't know how he gets into that.
It was like perfect.
I bet Paige did that for him.
Lindsay keeps commenting on Hannah's femininity and Hannah is not happy about it. Carl wants to double date with Kyle, Amanda, and Paige.
Ooh.
Who knows? Also, yeah, I'm already upset about Lindsay commenting on Hannah's.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that next week.
All right, let's do fun, not fun. Which one you want to do first?
I think fun.
Okay, do fun.
I'm picking Carl. I'm really loving how excited he is about Paige. They're really cute together. It's casual, but it's fun and flirty, and I can't help but smile. Like, I'm having fun with this.
Oh my God, we're switching because I'm gonna pick Paige. I loved it. I just think she is so fun. She's so cute and flirty. She's really keeping Carl on his toes, and she's not gonna just commit to him. He has to work for it.
I'm really liking this storyline this season.
I am too.
Like,
I can't wait for it to crash and burn.
It's fresh, and then it's like a roller coaster. When are we gonna go downhill?
Yeah, I can't wait. All right, not fun. I have a few options for this one.
All right, you go first because I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, this might be controversial, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm gonna pick Amanda.
Yeah.
Listen, I totally agree with her that Kyle's an ass. He shouldn't have cheated, all this shit. I almost feel bad for her. It's not so much like she's not fun. I almost like just want to be like, you need a break. Like I know me. There's no way someone could be like, hey, I cheated on you. Now we have to pretend like we're the perfect couple on this TV show. And like,
we're going to move in together.
Yeah, we're going to move in together and start a company together. I'd be like, wait a second. You've known this for a year? Like, I can't move past it. I like want Amanda to know her worth, and I'm glad she's like starting to. But like,
Yeah.
your worth is not attached to this man. He is trash compared to you. You are better than this. And it's
Yeah.
okay not to be okay. Don't babysit him. If he's in his room for 7 hours figuring out his outfit, let him be up there for 7 hours to figure out his outfit. You fucking go to the bathroom and leave his ass there. Don't talk to him. Leave
Yeah,
him
be
on
his
red.
girlfriend, not his mom.
Leave him on red. Order whatever food you want. Charge it to his card. Don't let him have
Amen.
any. Fuck
Amen.
him.
Go
Be a
take a
petty
nap.
ass
He doesn't have to
girlfriend.
take a nap with you.
Yeah, let
You
him
do what's
drink
best
himself
for
into
you
oblivion. And if he cheats on you again, you walk out that fucking door.
and know
Because
that you're going to be okay.
I'm a strong believer she's not going to prevent him from cheating again if she's always fucking there. She's just going to push him further. Let him go out and make his own
That's the thing
mistakes.
is he's either going to cheat on you or he's not.
Yeah.
There's nothing you can do. And you know what? Like right now when I know we're recording this really early, but right now in modern time is I don't know if you've seen the Adam Levine like cheating thing, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
I can't believe he would cheat on potentially allegedly cheat. I'm not 100% sure, but like a lot of people are saying like, I can't believe he would allegedly cheat on his gorgeous wife. There is nothing people who cheat, it has nothing to do with the significant other. It doesn't matter how pretty you are, how much you are around them, how
How
much you
rich
do to
you are.
prevent it.
Like
Like there is
nothing.
nothing. It is their choice and their choice alone.
Yeah, Amanda, let him. If he fucks up again, you cut off his hair in the middle of the night and you pack your fucking bag.
Yeah.
Make him ugly so
The
no one
only
wants
way
to
you're
cheat
gonna
on
like
you.
make him not do this to you is by not being with him
Yeah.
or by setting such intense boundaries for yourself that you will not stand for this.
Amanda deserves better. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, you go. Who's yours?
Um, I'm gonna have to pick. I have to pick Jordan again. I just can't stand for this. And what got me this week is when he said he was taking the higher road and that he was going to tell Lindsay that she was right. Like, Jordan, come on. I can't keep
Yeah,
doing
he's
this.
fucking pathetic.
It's ruining the show for me. He honestly, I have never hated someone on the show as much as I've hated him. I
He's
love
ruining
to
that
hate.
show.
Well, yeah, like I don't find this entertaining. I don't find
Yeah.
this any type of fun. There are some people that we pick that are like asshole people who are fun and do shitty things, and that's
Yeah.
fun to watch. Like Ashley throwing the watermelon down last year.
That's so fun.
Love watching that like chaotic behavior, but like Jordan's inauthentic. I don't like the person he's like selling us, and nobody's buying it.
No, not
I
even
hate
us.
it. I
It's
hate
all
it.
horrible. It's all
Please make it
horrible.
stop. Please change, Jordan. I can't do 10 more episodes of this or 9 more episodes, whatever it is.
Well, we will see.
Hmm.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Like
Yay.
Meredith said, we have 9 more episodes of this season. So stick with us and do all the things, rate, review, subscribe, the Patreon, the Instagram, do it all. Follow it all. Be a part of it all.
Be a part of it all. Until next time.
Bye.